And hello, everybody. You have found Synergy Theater and our YouTube channel. It is 6:32 on Friday, June 26th, 2020. And that means we are just 28 minutes away from today's performance of The Mating Game. We will start our show at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to interact with us tonight, go ahead and log on to your YouTube's account, and then you will be able to interact with us via chat. Otherwise, if you want to just watch on your device without offering us suggestions, then that's okay. You can sit back on your couch, watch the show on your giant 92-inch plasma television screen, and have a great time. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater. We are now 27 minutes away from the opening moments of The Mating Game. Welcome to Synergy Theater. There is music in my head. Our show tonight is going to start at 7 o'clock p.m. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just going to type that into the chat window so everybody who comes will know that there is something more happening here soon rather than me just doing this. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Synergy Theater's The Mating Game. The Mating Game is just one of several full-length improvised shows that Synergy Theater is performing online. That's what Synergy Theater does. We perform full-length improvised shows in a variety of styles and genres. When we are in the real world, we are performing at the beautiful Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek, and we teach classes in Berkeley at a beautiful place called the Shotgun Studios. But we are not in the real world right now, are we? We are all at home. And since we're all at home, we decided to convert all of our shows to this online format. In fact, we have not only converted some shows to online, but we have invented a whole bunch of brand new shows. And that's one of the things that has been very exciting for us about being at home. There is a silver lining or two, and one of those silver linings is we got to stretch our creativity a bit and devise a whole bunch of shows that we have never done before and never even seen anybody do before. And we created them in-house just for this format of appearing live on Zoom for you. And that's what we have the privilege of performing tonight. Tonight's show, The Mating Game, was designed and directed by Valerie Regalia. Valerie will be on the show tonight, so you'll get to meet her and say hello to her. And this is just one of several new formats. We also have the Intergalactic Support Group, which was created for us by our company member, Griffin Davis Beer. And we have Grandma's Birthday, a brand new show that I directed, and we just debuted that one last night. If you didn't get to see that one yesterday on Thursday, June 25th, go ahead to our Facebook page. I put the link there, and you could watch it right there, or just go to our YouTube channel where you are right now. And you can watch not only Grandma's Birthday, but you could watch all of the shows that we've been doing online since we've all been home together. So thank you so much for being here. I'm very, very excited to be in the mating game tonight. This is the second time that we're doing the mating game, and it was such a blast last time. I don't really remember the last time I had that much fun doing an improvised show. And so I'm very glad that you're here with us tonight. Hello, Eileen Tumlin. Eileen Tumlin is out there. Eileen is in the audience tonight, but she is actually a performing member of our show, of our company, Synergy Theater. and she will be appearing in Grandma's Birthday the next time we bring it back in about a week or so, and she will be playing Grandma. So hello, Eileen. And I hope you are getting your spectacles ready for your star turn as Grandma in our next performance of Grandma's Birthday next week. Valerie Jord is out there. Valerie is Synergy Theater's super fan. When we were performing at the Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts Live, Valerie was at every single show. I don't think she missed any of our shows. If I'm not correct, Valerie, go ahead and pop up there on chat and tell us why you missed that one show. But I don't think that's the case. I think you were there for every single show because you are awesome. And thank you, and we love you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ken Adams. I'm the Artistic Director of Synergy Theater. Synergy Theater is delighted to be here for you. We are just 22 minutes away from the start of tonight's show, The Mating Game. Sit back, you're in the right place, and you're doing the right thing. If you would like to offer us some suggestions for our show tonight, you can do that. All you need to do is go ahead and log into your YouTube account. Then you'll be able to access the chat, and then you will be able to interact with us via chat, which is how we're going to get our suggestions tonight. So you have 22 minutes before the show begins. Hey, by the way, if you are watching this not now on June 26, 2020 at 6:38 p.m., but rather you are watching this in the future because you have recorded it and are watching it on our YouTube site at some future date. First of all, hey, how's the future? I hope it's all good. Second, you do not have to spend the next 21 minutes listening to me babble almost incoherently. All you need to do is move to 30 minutes into the recording, and then you will be able to start right at the top of our show. If you are here live and you are listening to me babble almost incoherently, you don't really have to do that either. You can go and get a drink, you can go to the restroom, you can go look outside your window and see what the temperature is like maybe. You can do anything you want. Just be back here at 7 o'clock because we are starting in 21 minutes, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the big opening moments of our show, The Mating Game. Thank you for being here. Well, speaking of interesting ways to meet people, the dating game back in the 1960s was one of the very first television reality shows that focused on people meeting other people in the hopes of finding love. Wouldn't it be interesting to talk to some of our people out in our audience right now and find out if you ever used any type of innovative way of finding love? Did you ever go on a game show and try to find love that way? Did you ever use a computer dating site? Or are you of the generation that put personal ads in the newspapers? People have been trying to find ways to connect with their soulmate ever since the dawn of time. And now, as technology has allowed us to come into each other's homes, right into the palm of each other's hands, technology has taken the dating scene there as well. So I will put that question out there, and I will leave it to any brave soul who wants to pop onto our chat window and talk about it. Have you ever used a dating site, newspaper, or game show to find the love of your life? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Synergy Theater. My name is Ken Adams, and I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater. And you are in the right place, and you are doing the right thing. We are just 15 minutes away. 15 minutes away from the start of tonight's presentation, The Mating Game. Synergy Theater performs full-length improvised plays. Everything we do is 100% improvised. And when we are outside in the real world, we are lucky enough to be performing those improvised plays at the Dean Lesher Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek. You can find out all about that when we're back out there by visiting our website, www.synergytheater.com, www.synergytheater.com. If you go there now, you'll find out all about all of the different online shows that we're doing for you. Always live, always free, and right here on YouTube. So this weekend, we debuted Grandma's Birthday. That's one of the only shows that we have ever done, I think, with Synergy Theater that take place in the modern day, not only in the modern day, but at the exact time we're performing it. So yesterday's play took place on Thursday, June 25th at 4:00 p.m. And we often perform in different styles and different time periods. We do My Dearest Love, an improvised series of dangerous letters. That's an 18th century melodrama set in the 1700s in England. We do Intergalactic Support Group. That's set 200 years in the future. When we're live, we do plays in the style of Shakespeare and Sherlock Holmes, always in a far off time and a far off place. Grandma's Birthday was fun because it was, I think, one of the only shows we've done that actually took place in the current time. And we were able to just deal with issues that are happening right now. And that was awesome. We'll be doing Grandma's Birthday again. That will be next week on Friday at 7:00. So come back next week, Friday at 7:00, for another fantastic performance of Grandma's Birthday. It is now 6:46. We are 14 minutes away from the start of the show. Synergy Theater also teaches improv classes. When we are outside, we teach in Berkeley, California at the beautiful Shotgun Studios. Now that we are at home, we are teaching online. We have a full slate of improv classes online. On Tuesday nights, we teach Improv 1 and 2. On Wednesday nights, Improv 3, Advanced Scene Study. On Friday nights, from 3 to 5, we teach a master class that focuses specifically on how to improvise a full-length play. I am the author of a book called How to Improvise a Full-Length Play, The Art of Spontaneous Theater. And we use the method that I write about in that book, and we focus on improvising in the class 1-hour plays. It's a really wonderful experiment. We did the first run through of the class 6 weeks ago, and now we've changed that into a level 2 class. So we're working on some deeper skills around that same concept. Meanwhile, on Tuesday mornings, we have a brand new introduction masterclass about how to improvise a full-length play, and I'm very excited about that one because it's going to be an international class. We have students from England, we have a student from Poland, and we have students from all over the country in that class. So that's another silver lining to performing online, is we are able to meet and work with improvisers and improvisational students from all over the world, and that is super exciting. Lynn Shields is out in the audience tonight. Hello, Lynn. Lynn is the director of another new show that we're doing, which is Spontaneous Soap Opera. And that one opens up on July 10th. And that has been a blast to rehearse so far. So why don't you go to synergytheater.com, take a look at our online performances page, and see all of the shows that we have innovated for this format. We are here every Thursday and Friday. Thursdays at 4:00 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and Fridays at 7:00 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, with a brand new, completely improvised show. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and it is awesome to welcome you here. We are just 12 minutes away from the start of the show. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to do this show for you tonight. The theme song is playing in my mind. If you want to interact with us tonight, go ahead and log on to your YouTube account. That way you can interact with us via chat, which is how we are going to get our suggestions. Nobody in our audience has responded to the question about whether or not you have ever used a dating site, a newspaper, or a game show to find the love of your life. We have 10 more minutes before showtime to see if anybody cares to share any stories about that exciting road down Lover's Lane. Lynn Shields says yes. All right, let's see if Lynn Shields will type out her entire story. Well, look who it is. Hello, Valerie. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Valerie Regalia. She is the brilliant improviser and improv director who conceived of and directed tonight's performance of The Mating Game. How are you feeling about the show tonight, Valerie?
I'm feeling great. I'm so excited. How about you, Ken?
I am feeling very, very excited. I can't wait to dig into it. I felt that our debut last time was a huge success, and now we are here for the second time approaching the material. Are you taking any type of different approach from the first time to the second time?
Nope. I'm just going to be spontaneous, as always.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
Anything new for you?
No, I know I'm going to be appearing as the Bachelor on one of the episodes tonight, so I am just wondering who I'm going to end up with tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to find out, I guess.
We will have to wait to find out. Valerie, why don't you?
I just thought I'd pop on really quick since you were asking if anybody's ever used a dating site, newspaper, or a game show to find the love of your life. So I have not used a game show. I have not used a newspaper. I have used dating sites. I am 27 years old, so I've been right there in that online dating world. But let me tell you, I've done online dating and I have yet to find the love of my life from online dating.
Okay, fair enough. But have you had the opposite experience of the worst, most horrifying nightmare date ever?
Not nightmare dates, but a fair share of just mediocre to bad dates.
Well,
Yeah,
I am sorry to hear that. Have you given up on the whole online thing?
I, you know, I think for now, I would like to never revisit online dating. Of course,
I
a lot
hear
of people
you.
say that.
I also have met a lot of people through online dating. Some turned into very long and loving and wonderful relationships. Some were horrifying. But the truth is, I always found it to be a kind of fun way to meet people. I never, um, I guess I will just say that I met more people that way than I could have in the traditional sense of just going out places. Speaking of meeting online daters, Arastu is here.
Hello.
Arastu, you and I met online over a dating site, didn't you? Didn't we?
You can go ahead and imagine that, Ken, if that makes sense.
All right, that is not true. Arastu and I are not dating, but I do feel that if you and I ever ended up dating, it would have been because we met on a dating site.
Hey, I don't use dating sites. I've been on them before. I never met anyone through them. And I don't know, don't think I will.
You would have matched because of your shared love of improv.
And we dress alike and
Perhaps.
have similar wallpaper.
That's true. And we both wear ties. Look at that.
And
We both
similar
have glasses.
Yes, that's right. That's the thing about dating sites. Oh, this is an interesting little turn because now we have the woman's perspective and the man's perspective. You have to work very hard at it, I found. Like my inbox was not flooded with people dying to go on dates with me. And so I had to be very busy reaching out to people as opposed to just sitting back and letting it all flood in.
Yes, it takes active participation, that's for sure. And I find it's just hard to keep the conversation going. Sometimes it feels
Yeah.
hard.
Now, how long, let's say someone reaches out to you and they say, hey, love your profile picture, and they send you a nice email and it seems like a nice person. How long will you keep it virtual before you would meet in person for a real date?
That just totally depends on the connection, I think. It's hard.
All right. Well, that is a non-answer. Arastu, how long would you have waited online, interacting via email before meeting the person for a real date?
Probably after maybe about 3 email exchanges. And it usually depends on what the exchanges are. If they're just one short, how are you doing? Are you doing well? Great. So what are your hobbies? Things. So it depends on how interactive they are. So I would say 3 or 4 email exchanges. Then you set up a simple, hey, would you like to meet in the afternoon for a cup of coffee or something?
All right, now what about this for the both of you? If both of you were invited to appear on a televised dating show, whatever the current televised dating show is, would you accept?
No.
No, absolutely not. I've seen what happens to those relationships.
Oh, in what? Like the follow-up show? How do you know?
No, I don't watch any of them, but I just know that I don't believe. I see news stories constantly. Bachelor couple broke up.
Yeah, I don't watch any of them either.
Definitely not. No.
What are you talking about?
Final question, Arastu. How much do you regret having popped on early tonight?
I don't at all. I love it. No regrets here.
I did have a very successful online dating experience where, it was at first we were exchanging emails and it was very nice. We never met, but got to know each other over email. But then eventually I found out that we ran competing bookstore chains, and unfortunately it didn't work out for a while. But then at the end we ended up together. So I think that's a movie.
You got mail.
I watch so many movies, I forget what happens to me in real life.
Wow, you totally had me, Valerie. You totally had me. Hey, guess what? Leslie Eisenberg is in our audience tonight. Hello, Leslie Eisenberg. It is awesome for you to be here. Thank you very, very much. And That is Nikki. Nikki, it says Crystal Geyser, but my hunch is that is a character name because, in fact, that is Nikki. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just 3 minutes away. We are just 3 minutes away now from the start of our show. Nikki, did you pop on to tell us a very quick story about your online dating experiences?
No. I was trying to slip in right at 7. I don't even know how to use my computer.
Yeah, all right. Well, you are a little bit early there, but that's okay. Leslie Eisenberg says, "What's up?" Leslie, we are here doing this awesome show, and I'm so glad that you're here to watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just 2 minutes left before we kick off our show tonight. So at this time, maybe people do want to go to places. Valerie, just a little behind the scenes magic here. When it is time to start, right, I'm going to disappear and then you pop on and you take over. Yeah?
Yes, well, I will be here right before we start
Okay.
video because I will be requesting suggestions.
All right. So in 2 minutes at 7 o'clock, I'm going to disappear and you're going to stay on and you're just going to take over.
Great. Okay. Sounds great.
Awesome job.
I'll just take one last minute to make sure I have everything ready. So I'll be right back.
All right, fair enough. And in that last minute, I will say hello, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. I'm so glad that you're here. You are watching our performance of The Mating Game. We are going to start in just 1 minute with tonight's performance of The Mating Game. Allow me to take one moment to mention that Synergy Theater is a nonprofit arts organization. Like all nonprofit arts organizations, we are struggling mightily to get through this pandemic without being able to go out and perform our shows, teach our live classes, or deliver our youth outreach programs. If you are of the means to make any kind of donation to our effort so that we can keep providing awesome improvised shows for free online, then that would be very meaningful to us. Please visit synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com. Click on that support Synergy button, and please be as generous as your particular circumstances allow. There is no amount of money too small that will not be deeply meaningful to us. $5, $10, $15, anything you can offer us will help us a long, long way and will be very, very deeply appreciated. Synergytheater.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 o'clock. Valerie Regalia is going to be back here in just one moment. Here she is, and that means I'm out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Valerie.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for the show. Thank you for being our audience. We're going to pop it off with getting some suggestions from you guys. So I believe that Ken will type in the chat to guide you so you can see, but we will be asking for the following suggestions. We would like occupations, hobbies, and deep, dark secrets. So once again, we're looking for occupations, hobbies, and deep, dark secrets. And you know what? We have 2 rounds of this game for you tonight. So you can keep typing them during the show because they might get pulled for the second round of dates tonight. So go ahead and start filling them in. I'll keep talking while the comment box continues to fill up with suggestions. We've got some nice ones. We have some ones, taxidermy seems to be a popular thing amongst our audience. That also came up in last night's episode of Grandma's Birthday, which if you did not watch, you should go on after this and watch it. It was a great show last night. Looks like we're getting some great suggestions. Wonderful, you guys. Thank you. Vegan baking. I don't think that existed in the 1960s, although maybe it did. I'm sure it did without being called vegan. Okay, you guys, looks like we have some great ones. You guys can continue to fill in the comments as the show goes on. Okay, so without further ado, let us begin the mating game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Mating Game, the game show where one lucky bachelor or bachelorette gets to choose a date from among 3 wonderful contestants. However, the bachelor or bachelorette cannot see the contestants. They must choose their date based on the sound of their voice and their answers to personal questions. Tonight, we have not 1, but 2 rounds for you, with 2 different bachelors or bachelorettes and 2 sets of contestants. And now, please welcome your host, Pat McGroin.
Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to the mating game. We are just so pleased to have you joining us here tonight for 2, not 1, but 2 episodes of the mating game, and you are in for a treat. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring our first contestant on stage. Contestant number 1, welcome. Contestant number 1 is hailing here from a large city. He is a hairdresser, and on the side, he really enjoys bird watching. Let's say a big hello to contestant number 1. Give us a nice big wave. All right, thank you. Thank you very much, contestant number 1. And contestant number 2, come on down. Contestant number 2 is here from a little small farm town right outside of Illinois. Right outside of Chicago, specifically. And she is a taxidermy agent, a taxidermist, if you will. And on the side, she really enjoys painting doll heads. So, contestant number 2, we are very, very excited to have you here tonight.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thanks so much, Pat.
All right. And contestant number 3, come on down. Contestant number 3 is a bank teller. And on the side, his hobby is growing pot. He is quite the green thumb here. So contestant number 3 is coming to us from San Diego, California. Contestant number 3, welcome. We are so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I can't really wait to meet everybody and just have so much fun with this game. It's so awesome.
Wow, what energy he brings, huh? All right, well, before we introduce you to our lucky bachelorette of the night, I just want to remind everyone that here on the mating game, everyone is behind a screen, and the bachelorette has not actually ever met these contestants before. In fact, she will not see them for the entire duration of our episode tonight until she makes her decision at the end. So without further ado, let's welcome our bachelorette, Crystal Geyser.
Pat. Oh, I'm sorry. I must still be backstage. Just a minute, Pat. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I'm so nervous. My heart is just pounding.
Oh, Crystal, we'll take good care of you. And just so our audience knows, Crystal is a gardener. And on the side, in her spare time, she really enjoys weeding. So I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, folks. She's just a full-on gardener. But I do hear that she's got quite the secret. Perhaps she'll let us in on it later tonight. In the meantime, though, I would love to ask you a quick question. Is that all right with you, Crystal?
Oh, please, Pat.
I think all of us here are just looking to know what brought you here on our show tonight. What moved you to be here?
I'm looking for love, and I haven't found it yet. I have gone to bars and stores and school, and I just can't seem to meet the right one. And somebody told me that on Dating Game, they meet the right one. I just know it's going to be tonight. I just can feel it.
Well, Crystal, I can feel it too. Things are going to happen for you here on the mating game tonight, and we are just so thrilled to have you here. So without further ado, let's welcome all of our contestants to go ahead and show up behind their screens here. And I just want to mention a little bit about the format of how the show will go tonight. We will have rounds of questions, giving Crystal an opportunity to ask each of the contestants some questions that really speak to her. Our mission here tonight is to help her find love. So without further ado, Crystal, I hand it over to you to start asking some questions.
Thank you. Well, I understand when I've watched the dating game that people ask some pretty soft questions to begin with, but my mother wanted me to ask this one, and it's kind of one that's really important to my family. So contestant number 1, are you or have you ever been or do you plan to be a serial killer?
Well, wow, that's an interesting question, Crystal. First of all, I would like to start off by saying that's the mating call of the rare blue-nosed finch. And I hope to be making that mating call with you later, if you know what I mean. But to answer your question, no, I have not, and I do plan not, and I definitely don't plan on hurting any live creature in the future.
Contestant number 2, same question.
What was the question again?
Have you ever been or do you plan to be a serial killer?
No, not as of right now. No, definitely not.
Same,
Not of humans, at least.
same question, number 3.
I am not a serial killer, and I probably won't ever be one, but I fantasize about it all the time. In fact, I have extensive diary journals, writings out exactly how I would do it and what manifesto I would leave when I'm done.
Thank you. Contestant number 1, if you were a cartoon character, who would that be?
It would definitely be Bugs Bunny, because I love nature, I love being outdoors, and I'm definitely a hard catch.
Contestant number 2, same question.
Oh, I've never watched TV before. So I'm sorry, I don't know any cartoon characters.
Contestant number 3.
I would be Elmer Fudd. For one thing, I've styled my hairstyle after Elmer Fudd because I find him to be a bit of a role model, and I think hunting things with guns is awesome cool.
Wow, this is going to be a tough one, Pat. I don't know. Contestant number 2, foxtrot or tango?
Ooh, foxtrot, because that reminds me of this beautiful specimen I have in my home, and I'd love for you to come see it. It's a fox that I found in my backyard and murdered and slaughtered myself and taxidermied, but I think that you'll enjoy seeing it in front of my fireplace tonight.
Contestant number 3, Volkswagen or Mercedes?
Oh, a Volkswagen, definitely a Volkswagen. I consider myself quite the hippie.
Contestant number 1, motorcycle or RV?
Definitely a motorcycle, because I like to live dangerously. And I want you to be with me, close and embraced.
Ding, ding. May I have a private with Crystal?
Yes, that is allowed. This means that contestant number 3 has a chance to go private with our bachelorette tonight. So I'm going to give them their moment.
Oh, hi, Crystal.
Hi.
I just wanted to apologize because, to be honest with you, I'm a little stoned tonight. I wasn't planning on being stoned tonight. I was going to just come here and be completely sober, but I couldn't help it, and I'm just hoping that, you'll cut me some slack on that.
Well, if I spoke to you like this and said I thought you were very, very, very funny, how would you feel about that?
I'd feel like you and I might be making a connection. It might even be love season.
All right, all right. Well, that is up with your private moments. So it's time to move into our next round here, if our contestants will come on back in. So this round here is called the private confession round. This is actually just a moment where our contestants, one at a time, give a little 30-second secret that they have. They will reveal to the audience only without our bachelorette hearing it, all right? So contestant number 1, you are going to go ahead and go first, and we'll give you your private moment.
Well, I must confess that I've actually never been in a relationship before long term, and I just hope that this is going to be the one that mother and father will approve of, because I will do anything for my family, anything. And if they don't like this contestant, then I don't like this contestant. But no one must know this secret, that I am purely devoted to what my family thinks of my life choices.
Okay, thank you, contestant number 1. Contestant number 2, it is time for your private moment.
So my secret is, I know that nobody from the government watches this TV show. I'm actually from Russia. I am a Russian spy. Come here to infiltrate the American system and learn as much as I can. But don't tell anybody, okay? I'll just be my other ego, like this.
Okay, and contestant number 3, take it away.
Well, my confession is that I'm completely addicted to marijuana, but it isn't my fault. You see, my parents were hippies. I was born in a treehouse, and they raised me in a treehouse for the first 9 years of my life and got me addicted to marijuana. I tried to go straight, but I fell into the family business. I was supposed to type my occupation in my introductory window here on the show. I can't even remember what it is because I'm so stoned, but I want to be sober and I want a second chance in life.
All right, well, I don't really know if I want that bank teller being my bank teller. Sounds like he's stoned all the time. How irresponsible.
I'm a bank teller.
Yes, sir. That is what it said on your application when you wanted to be on the show.
Bank teller.
Yeah. All right, let's bring our contestants back. All right. So now is the time for our reverse interview round. So what this means is traditionally the bachelorette is the one that asks the questions to the contestants. But in the reverse interview round, the contestants get to ask the bachelorette a question, all right? And this is a great opportunity to get a little bit deeper into what she's looking for, her past childhood traumas perhaps, or anything else nice and juicy. So let's start with contestant number 2. Take it away.
Pat, I need to talk to you privately.
Oh, okay. Well, we are going to pause the reverse interviews for just 20 seconds while we have a one-on-one moment, and then we're coming right back to them, folks.
I was backstage hyperventilating. I'm sorry. I just am so nervous.
Look, kid, here's the thing. I've been doing this show for 27 years. I've seen my fair share of folks that are going bonkers before this. I mean, people have even thrown up right off stage here. So I'll tell you what, kid, remember this. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are passionate, and you deserve love, just like everyone in the world, all right? This is your chance, honey. You finally have a chance tonight. So you know what? I'm going to support you. I'm going to get you through this because you deserve love.
Thank you. I just wish I could call my mother. I'm just so nervous. Okay, all right, I'm ready.
Okay, let's bring the contestants back on. You got this, Crystal. All right, so starting with contestant number 2, we are going to have contestant number 2 go ahead and start by asking Crystal a question.
Hi, Crystal. Do you have any relationships with any government employees?
Yes, my father works for the CIA, although we're not supposed to know that. I just go through his stuff when I'm at his house, and I find his badge and his gun.
Wow, that's so interesting. I'd love to learn more. Would you ever consider inviting a girl back there with you?
Yeah, I would absolutely consider that. I'm very fluid that way.
Me too.
Okay, wonderful. Moving right along to contestant number 3.
Crystal, if you had an important event at work and I was supposed to meet you there, and it was really important that you impressed everyone, but I got stoned and I showed up late and then made a fool of myself and knocked over the buffet table, would you forgive me?
I would forgive you, contestant number 3. I would wrap you in a wet blanket and I would take you home.
I don't understand. What is it about you, Crystal? Why would you put up with me when I'm such a mess?
Because I think that you feel like I do. Do you
What do you mean?
Do you feel invisible when you walk into a room, like nobody's looking at you?
I've always felt invisible.
Do you feel paranoid everywhere you go?
I always felt paranoid. That's what happens when you have two parents walking around naked all the time in a 4x4 treehouse.
All right, I'm sensing a lot going on here. I'm loving this really deep, very intimate engagement here, but I think it's time to allow contestant number 1 to ask his question to Crystal. So take it away.
Crystal, how do you feel about Barbie doll collections?
Oh, I had one. I had Barbie and I had all of her playmates. I didn't really like Ken, but my sister did. She only liked to play with the boy dolls. But I love a Barbie collection. Why, do you have one?
Well, let me just ask you this then. If, let's say, someone that you were going to be with had a Barbie doll collection and they considered Ken and Barbie their parental figures and they wanted their approval, and would you be weirded out by that?
No, I wouldn't be.
Oh,
But can
good.
I ask you a question? Are you afraid of clowns?
Very much.
Okay. Well,
Ding, can I go private with contestant number 1, please?
yes, that is allowed. Let's go ahead and let them have their private moment.
Hey, man, I know this is weird, me coming to your place like this, but listen, I never met anyone like Crystal before. I never met anyone who would let me embarrass her at work like that and still maybe love me. I need you to get out of the way. I need you to let me have my chance with her.
What? No way. This is my chance with her too. I'm looking for love, and she accepts someone who thinks that Barbie and Ken are their parents, and that's me right here, buddy.
Look at you. You're a hairdresser. You're a bird watcher. Women will be throwing themselves at you. I've got nothing. This is my one chance. I've never met anyone who would have forgiven me in that situation before. Listen, I need you to take pity on me, please.
And then, yeah, what's in it for me?
I have no money. I can't give you anything. All I could do is tell you that if you get out of my way, you'll be making a really sad man very happy.
You do.
All right, well, that's all we have time for that private moment. I must say, we have got some very interesting contestants on the show tonight. Not quite sure who screened them, but
Hey, Pat,
yeah, yes.
can I have a private moment with Crystal?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and give contestant number 2 and Crystal Geyser a private moment.
Thank you. Crystal, I'm just so interested in getting to know you better. Do you have any sympathies to communist regimes?
I do. I have a question for you, though, before we go any deeper. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Super sexiness.
Moisha, if I talk to you like this, what does that say to you?
Oh my God. Is it you? Is it really you? What have you found out?
I have found out everything that I need to know. I have a few more questions of these people.
They're going to be very happy with us when we get back.
I thought perhaps you could tell that when I said I was Crystal Geyser, you knew that I was Natasha.
How could I know, Natasha? It's been years since I've seen you. I remember that night in that locker room when they were training us. I can imagine your face right now, even though I can't see it.
I traveled a long way to come and find you.
Oh, these stupid Americans, they will never figure it out.
We will need to follow through with this charade. So.
Okay, well, that private moment is over. So come on back in, everyone. We just have to take a quick moment to acknowledge our sponsor. Tonight, we are sponsored by Babushka's House, a private Russian hacking foundation that you can hire to do any sort of hacking that you need. Babushka House, hacking for pros. All right, and without further ado, just to have a quick check-in with Crystal here. Crystal, we are nearing the end of our first episode here. Do you have some idea of who is going to be the lucky contestant of the night?
I'm getting very close to making a decision.
All right, well, you've got time for one more round of questions. Pick a good one that's really going to help you make up your mind.
Contestant number 1, what in life are you most grateful for?
I'm most grateful for my beautiful head of hair and my ability to call any bird with a simple whistle. The call of love, the call of mating, the call of family, the call of loyalty, the call for you.
Contestant number 2, same question. What are you most grateful for in life?
I'm most grateful for the chance to be an American, that I was born here.
Contestant number 3.
I'm grateful for the enormous trust my employers at the bank put in me. For example, they allow me to work on secret government bank accounts, which gives me access to deep information about the IRS and the United States government and all its military operations. They trust me.
Okay, some interesting answers there. Wait, what's this? The FBI just showed up. What's the FBI doing here? And what's this over here? The CIA working together? It's unheard of. Well, folks, it looks like they're having us wrap up our show here, so we got to get through this episode here really quick. Just give me a moment, boys. We're just closing it down. Okay, Crystal Geyser, this is your moment. All of our contestants are going to turn off their camera. Okay, we got to do it a little quicker here because they're trying to shut us down. So your job first is to tell us the first person that you are not choosing tonight. The first person you are not choosing, who is it?
Contestant number 2.
What is this? Crystal Natasha? Why wouldn't you choose me after everything we've been through?
Moisha, stop. Just
She's
work with
rushing?
me. Moisha, work with me.
I have to go.
Run,
Somewhere else.
Run.
Well, I don't know what is going on here. It seems like some funny business, but, well, okay, let's just get through the rest of the episode here. Who's the next person you are not choosing tonight?
Contestant number 1.
This is such nonsense. Come on now. Why?
I don't like the fact that you have a full head of hair. Doesn't work for me.
To each their own, folks. All right, well, that means that the lucky contestant is contestant number 3. Come on out. And now it's time for you to actually meet each other face to face. Here we go. All right.
My goodness, you're beautiful. I love you.
Oh, you look just the way I pictured you. Oh, you are so fine. I will have so much fun with you.
Oh, sweetheart, I promise you I'm going to go straight and sober and make you the happiest, most loving woman in the whole world.
Well,
Ask that we go straight to your bank.
well, this is such a loving relationship born here on the mating game. And now it's time to announce what you won. All right. You won an all expenses paid trip to a taxidermy museum in the middle of Idaho. What a treat. What a treat. All right. Well, I hope you two lovebirds get on out of here and have yourselves a lovely, lovely time. Thank you so much for being here on the first episode of The Mating Game. But stick around, folks. That's not all. We've got another show coming right up. It would really help me out as a host if you could put some more occupations into the chat, if you could put some more hobbies into the chat, even some locations and some dirty, dark secrets. We need some information from you. And now a little word from our sponsor, Rub-a-Dub Soap. Rub-a-dub, rub-a-dub, squeeze it up in the tub. Rub your body down till it suds. Rub-a-dub, rub-a-dub. You can buy that Rub-a-Dub soap at your local store just around the corner from you. It is sure to keep you squeaky clean all day long and for the next week. All right. So I also want to take a moment just to say thank you so much to our audience. Having you here really makes the show so special. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. And we are taking applications. So if you are looking for the love of your life, look no further because the mating game is here. Send in an application today to 5961 Huntington Grove. 5961 Huntington Grove. Chicago, Illinois, 94726. All right, folks, send in those applications and we'll put you in the screening process. Just know that we do look into your records and fingerprinting before allowing you on the show for the safety of all of our staff here as well as the other contestants. And we're going to get started here in just one more moment here, just a moment. In the meantime, go ahead and relax. Get yourself a nice drink and get ready for round 2 of the mating game. The mating game. Episode number 2 is going to start very, very shortly here. All right, here we go. First and foremost, I would like to go ahead and welcome our contestant number 1. Contestant number 1. Hello, hello. Contestant number 1 is hailing all the way from New York City and is a trapeze artist. And her hobby is lounge singing. All right, very, very interesting. Say hello to us all, contestant number 1.
Hello, everybody. That's the kind of talent you can expect if you were to touch my manager.
Oh God, you know, I'm really taken with you. It's not often that I get taken by contestants on this show, but whew, I mean, your voice is an angel, truly.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay, all right, we gotta move on here. Contestant number 2, come on down, contestant number 2. Contestant number 2 is a casino dealer, and on the side, he is a ventriloquist. Oh, wow, what an interesting guy. Contestant number 2, say hello to our audience here.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, well, we are in for a treat with contestant number 2. And contestant number 3, let's go ahead and get you on here. Contestant number 3 is a dentist, and for fun, she likes to collect bottle caps. All right, contestant number 3, look at that beautiful set of pearly white teeth. You must be a dentist. All right, say hello to everyone. Okay, beautiful. And last but not least, before I bring up our Bachelor of the Night for this episode, I do want to just mention to everyone as a reminder that the Bachelor and the contestants don't see each other until the end of the show. They will all be behind screens, and so they must choose each other based on their questions, the tone of their voice, and the emotions that we can hear through their voice only. It's pretty amazing. So without further ado, let's welcome Jack Dack, our Bachelor of the Night.
Hey.
Jack actually doesn't have a job. He is an heir of a small island. And for fun, on the side, he enjoys taming wild horses.
Snacka!
Jack is coming to us from Dallas, Texas. And what a treat to have you here, Jack. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. It's a treat to be here, Pat. I'm very excited.
So I would love to hear, and I'm sure our contestants would too, tell me about some qualities that you are looking for in a partner.
I'm looking for someone who can grab the world like the horns of a bull and ride that bucko all the way off a cliff.
Okay, I love it. I love that enthusiasm. All right. Well, without further ado, the way this is going to work is Jack Dack here is going to ask our questions to some of our contestants here. And by the end of this 20-minute episode, he is going to decide, has he found love here? Well, let's hope so, ladies and gentlemen. And without further ado, contestants, come on out and join us.
Hi there, Jack. I like the sound of your voice.
All right. All right. Well, here I go. Contestant number 1. You just jumped out of an airplane and you realize you don't have your parachute. On the way down, do you juggle? Do you read? Or do you pray?
Juggle. I'm a performer by nature, Jack.
Oh, isn't she great?
Why would you juggle, number 1?
Well, because I love putting on a show. I like when people watch me and listen to me.
All right. Contestant number 2. Earth, wind, or fire? If you could only eat one of those for a whole week, which would it be?
Oh, definitely the earth. Why would I eat any other one? Earth has vegetables and fruits come from the earth, of course.
Excellent. All right. Contestant number 3, Ginger or Marianne? Which one of those two ladies would you go into business with?
Oh, I'd go into business with Ginger
Oh, and why?
because I could push her out of the way so quickly because she's absolutely vapid.
All right, excellent job. I like that. All right, contestant number 1. If you had to come up with a commercial jingle that symbolizes your life, what would it be?
It would be an improvisational jazz piece. It would be different every time I sang it.
All right, let's hear
now.
now.
Hello, I am a singer, and I will go home with you on the first date, and we can have some Jack Daniels. Ooh.
All right, contestant
Yeah,
number 2, same question. Give me a jingle that symbolizes your life.
Well, if you don't mind, me and Mr. Sprinkles are going to sing a jingle for you right here. If you like to live the good life and you don't want to gamble at all, definitely don't work in a casino because then you're going to have a lot of money back to pay.
Whoa. All right, fair enough. Contestant number 3, same question. The jingle that represents your life.
Lean on me when you're not down, 'cause I'll get along wherever I found you.
That was beautiful. Hey, contestant number 3, can I hear that again?
Lean on me when you're not
alone.
Yeah, contestant number 1. Contestant number 1, why don't you just hang on for 1 second, all right? I'm dealing with...
I'll let you carry on.
If you want to be a good boy,
Hey, Pat, can I go private with contestant number 3?
Well, that is in the rules, absolutely. It is time for a private moment between Jack Dak and contestant number 3.
Whoa, I
Jack,
really wanted to hear that song again. Would you mind?
I'll sing it for you anytime, Jack.
I like the way you dimmed the lighting there.
Thank you. Lean on me when you're not strong, 'cause I'll carry on. I'll find you. I'll look for you, and I love you.
Hey, let me ask you something, number 3. Let's say that I was a playboy and I made a habit out of going out and finding women who are easily impressed by my money and my looks, and I bed them willy-nilly, but I was getting tired of that empty lifestyle, and I wanted to find someone who would really love me for who I am, not for my amazing chest hair, but for the heart underneath it. Could that person be you?
It's me, Jack, because I've already fallen in love with you and I don't see you. I can't see you. All I can feel is your soul. And
All right, well, that's all we've got time for that private moment. I'd like to go ahead and have a private moment with contestant number 1, please, and then we'll get right back to it. Contestant number 1. Gee golly, I am just so smitten by you. The host doesn't normally take a private moment with a contestant unless the contestant requests it, but God, your voice is an angel, and I just can't get you out of my mind. I want to take you home. I want to introduce you to my mother. I want you in my life.
Pat, I want you to come to my jazz bar, the Green Room, and you can give me some tips. And I'll sing for you, and I'll sit on your lap while I sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What night? Tell me what night.
Friday, or even tonight.
Huh. Oh, I'll be there. Okay, we better get back to it, but I'm
Okay.
coming. Coming to watch you. Okay, let's bring everyone back in here. Everyone back in. Okay, great. It is time for the lightning round. So what this means, Jack, is you get to ask rapid fire 3 rounds of rapid fire questions to our contestants here. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, go for it.
Contestant number 1, would you sleep with me on our first date?
Yes, well, I would sleep with anybody on the first date, especially.
Contestant number 2, would you sleep with me on the first date?
Absolutely, if it means yes.
Contestant number 1, if I came back to you for the second date, would you sleep with me again?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, but especially if you're a game show host.
Contestant number 2, would you sleep with me again if I came back the second night?
Absolutely. Just got to make sure that people are not on my tail and maybe your wallet.
Contestant number 2, if I came back 6 nights in a row and I never called you during the day, but I just wanted meaningless sex every night, would you give it to me?
Well, why not?
Contestant number 3, would you forgive me if I fell? Would you forgive me if I promised loyalty to you, but it turned out I was having cheap, meaningless sex with contestant number 1 and contestant number 2 every night for the past 6 nights?
Would you be coming home to me after every encounter?
I don't know if I could promise that.
But would you love me?
I don't know if I could promise that.
Okay.
I want to love you, but I've never loved before.
Why not, Jack?
No one's ever given me this time to fall for them. It's in and out. Hopefully they make breakfast on the way out without waking me up.
Jack, do you think it's because you present shallow, but you're very, very deep and you don't want anybody to know that?
Sometimes I think I present shallow because I'm shallow.
No, Jack. I think it's just a facade. I think you're just afraid to open your heart.
Okay, well, that is wonderful, deep information. And in fact, this is a great segue into our next section here, which is the private confession booth, which means that I will go private one-on-one with every individual while they confess their deepest, darkest secret to me, the keeper of secrets, starting with Jack. Jack, it is time for you to confess your deepest, darkest secrets to me right now.
My deepest, darkest secret is that I don't think there's anything underneath all the glamour. I think contestant number 3 hit on it. She wants me to be something that I can't be. I think I'm just going to be doomed to spending my life having meaningless sex with number 2 and number 1.
Well, that could change tonight. Keep that in mind, all right? And thank you for sharing that intimate detail with me. Thank you. And next up for the confession booth here is contestant number 1.
Hi, Pat.
Oh, hi.
I guess my secret, don't judge me, okay?
Oh, I won't.
I have an extra arm that comes out of my back. It's small, like a doll's arm, but it has 8 fingers, and it works. But you'll still find me sexy. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't wait to meet your mom, Pat, and then your dad and your whole family, and then we can grow old together and have a farm. You can rub lotion all over my body every day.
That sounds fantastic.
Sometimes the fingers on my extra arm get a little dry. Could use some extra moisture.
Okay.
Not alone, I'll be your friend. I'll let you carry on.
Okay, thank you, contestant number 1. Well, moving on to contestant number 2 for the private confession booth. Oh, contestant number 3, wait just a moment. Contestant number 2, tell me, what is it?
Well, Pat, Mr. Squiggles and I owe a lot of money to a lot of bad people in Las Vegas, and we're really, really looking for a life partner that could potentially help us with our financial situation. Or Mr. Squiggles and I will be squiggled out.
Well, that is indeed some deep information. Thank you for sharing that with me. And contestant number 3, it is time for your private confession booth moment.
I eat Play-Doh as well as ice cream with a fork. And I put apples in my chicken salad.
Wait. You eat ice cream with a fork?
Yes.
Who were you raised by? Animals?
Look, I'm very upset right now and I need to talk to contestant number 1 for 1 second. I'm just upset. Just 1 second.
All right. Contestant number 1, come on in for a private moment with contestant number 3.
It's so weird.
Quit singing my song. That's it.
It's mine
Stop doing
now.
it. Find your own song. Just find it, okay?
It's my
And
song.
I'll
You're not better.
carry on.
I'll carry
my
on.
No.
I'll carry on. I'll carry on.
I'll carry on.
Mine now. Sign away the rights to it. I'm singing it tonight in my green room.
Pat, come back. I'm done.
All right. Let's bring everyone back in again. So, Jack, it is time for the deep diving questions. The intent behind this round of questioning is to find out about people's childhoods and their trauma and their baggage and see if it's something that you can really live with.
All right. I'll ask contestant number 2 first. Contestant number 2, I'll be honest with you. I'm real close to choosing you. Can you tell me something about your childhood that'll cement the deal?
Well, I was an orphan. My parents gave me up when I was born. I never knew my biological family, and I was raised in orphanages and foster homes, and I had to rely on myself, but I wasn't fully alone. I had Mr. Squiggles with me the whole time, and we got into some wonderful adventures that might end up having us snuffed out.
Contestant number 2, one follow-up question. If you and I were to have a series of meaningless one-night stands and they all just happen to be in a row, would that puppet feature into the fun?
Mr. Squiggles and I are inseparable. Whatever I do, Mr. Squiggles does.
Contestant number 1,
Yes.
can you tell me something about your childhood that might pull me away from contestant number 2, and instead of having an endless series of meaningless sexual encounters with him and his puppet, I'll have an endless series of meaningless sexual encounters with you?
Well, nothing from my childhood, but I enjoy bedroom hopping, and I always make the bed.
Contestant number 3.
You know what, Jack? I was going to lie to you and say exactly what you want to hear. I was going to say that I just want meaningless relationships because that's all I've had since I was a little girl. But you know what? The only one meaningless relationship I ever had was with my father. My father. And I guess I've been looking for my father ever since. And then one day I grew up. One day I realized it wasn't my father I was looking for. I was looking for something really important and solid. A good relationship, a meaningful one, a loving relationship, and nothing like what my mother had with my father. So I don't want to lie to you, Jack. I don't want to start off that way.
Jack, I need to confess something. Contestant number 3's confession made me realize it's not right to lead you on. I'm not interested in you. I'm in love with Pat. We're in love with each other, and we're going to run away, and she's going to rub lotion all over my third arm.
Well, the choice is clear now, Jack. The choice is Mr. Squiggles and me.
I don't want to live this kind of life, contestant number 3. I want to give you the thing you're looking for, but what if I'm not substantial enough to do it? I mean, I have secrets, contestant number 3. When I was a kid, I used to eat Play-Doh.
I did too.
What?
Yes, I just confessed it to Pat. Do you put apples in your chicken salad?
When I'm not busy eating ice cream with a fork.
Oh my God.
What?
What? Me too. Me too.
Contestant number 3. What if I try to love you and I fail?
That's okay, because you know what? You'd be trying with me. What if I tried to love you and I failed? Couldn't we just do that together? Couldn't we just do it together and find out?
I don't know.
Well, it seems like there's a real connection here, folks, but is it over already? Who knows? Without further ado, I've got a word from our sponsors. The first one that we are sponsored by tonight is Forksicle, a local popsicle place down the road that uses forks to make popsicles. Forksicles, where you go to get your forks on. And our second sponsor of the night is Singing Lessons from a lounge singer herself. Not the contestant number one here tonight, but a lounge singer from the same lounge. I hear that the singer is an even better one than our contestant number here tonight. So make sure that you check that out. The phone number for that is 888-565-5432. That is 888-565-5342. All right. Thank you so much to those sponsors. And Jack, just checking in with you. We've only got a few minutes left here. I'm wondering, do you have an idea in your mind of who is going to be the lucky contestant tonight?
I'm torn between two of them.
Okay, well, this is a chance. We've got one last round here. This is called our Switch Interview Round. It's a chance for each contestant to ask you one short question to see if they actually want to be with you. So let's go ahead and start with contestant number 2.
Jack, if there was a situation that came up that you suddenly had to leave the country with me and change your name and full identity and never contact your family again under a certain witness protection program, would you be willing to do that?
No, never in a million years.
Damn it.
Okay, well, contestant number 3, it's your turn to ask your question to Jack.
Jack, what's the one word that best describes your life right now?
Longing.
Oh, Jack.
Okay, wonderful. And contestant number 1, what is your question for Jack?
I have a question for you, Jack. Do you believe in life after love?
Ugh.
All
I
right.
don't even want to respond to that, if that's okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a moment we've all been waiting for. I'd like everyone except for Jack to go ahead and turn off your, get behind your screens, please. Because, Jack, this is a big moment. The first thing I'd like you to do is go ahead and bring on who you are deciding not to take home with you tonight. So, who will that be?
Well, first, it's not going to be contestant number 1.
That's okay. Pat and I are almost practically engaged, even though we've never spent a night together.
Yeah, honey, you got to get that arm taken care of, and then we'll talk.
I don't understand why'd you spend the whole show answering my questions if you were in love with her?
I wanted her to see me. And plus, as I said, I like to perform.
Okay. Well, thank you, contestant number 1. I'll be seeing you tonight at the lounge. Contestant, who's the next one, Jack? Which other contestant are you not bringing home?
I'm not bringing home contestant number 2.
Well, that's a death sentence for me and Mr. Squiggles.
Number 2, I don't want you to think that I didn't enjoy our time together. I did.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment, but now I gotta go pack up and flee the country.
I'll never
Toodaloo.
forget.
All right. Well, you know what that means. It is time to bring on the person who you are taking home with you for you to meet for the first time face to face. Contestant number 3.
Oh my God, it's Jack Dack.
Oh,
Jack, it's me, Natalie.
Natalie
Natalie.
from elementary school.
Yes. Oh my God, I even have the letter that you wrote to me when you were a kid. I brought it with me for good luck. I've been carrying it with me all my life.
Natalie, I had such a crush on you.
Crush on you, and you asked me to marry you when we were in the first grade.
You said you would answer me the next day, but then your parents moved to California and you never answered me.
I didn't know how to reach you. I was in the first grade. I was only 7, but you look the same.
Well, I cut my hair.
Oh my God, I felt something. I knew it the minute I heard your voice.
Natalie, I love you as much as I ever did.
Jack, we used to eat Play-Doh together. Don't you remember? Jack.
I still have some in the back molar.
I carry it with me in the car. I eat it when I'm hungry, just between snacks and meals. Oh,
Well, what a coincidence, folks. I mean, it is incredible. What a small world moment for these two lovebirds to reunite again. And let me tell you, lovebirds, what you have won tonight. You have won an all expenses paid trip to Sioux Springs, Iowa. Sioux Springs, Iowa.
Oh my God, that's where I've always wanted to go. Jack, what about you?
That's where I've always wanted to go too, but to tell you the truth, I'd go anywhere with you.
Oh, what lovebirds. Well, let's bring on everyone from the show tonight. And you've been such a great audience. Thank you for tuning in with us here. And we are going to give you a big, warm goodbye from all of us here on the mating game. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Mwah! Thanks for coming out tonight, and we'll see you next time on the mating game.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. Guess what? It was a wig. It was a wig.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being in our audience tonight. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater. Let's give everybody a big bow on the count of 3, folks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And an extra round of applause for Valerie Regalia for creating and directing our show tonight. Awesome job, Valerie. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back next week, Thursday at 4 o'clock with another all improvised show, and then Friday at 7 o'clock. We're here every Thursday and Friday, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock p.m. Please come back and watch us. Go to synergytheater.com. It'll give you the complete lineup of all of our shows. Allow me one more moment to mention that we are a nonprofit charitable arts organization. We have been greatly affected by the pandemic, and we are greatly in need of as much generosity as you can offer us to help us continue to bring new shows online for free each week. If you can comfortably make a donation to our organization, we would appreciate it very, very much. Please go to synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com, click on Support Synergy Theater. Anything you can offer us will go a very long way during these challenging times. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Stay safe, wear a mask, and remember that Synergy Theater loves you. Good night, everyone.